What car does Faisal drive daily? This is one of the most asked questions on this channel. On an average, I drive a car for 5 days, but usually between 1 to 10 days. And that's because I test so many cars that I don't really get the time to drive anything of my own. However, since the past 1 year when I'm not testing a car, this is the car which I'm actually driving. This is the Hyundai i20 N-Line. This is the N8 variant. It has been my long-term car since the past 1 year and we have done almost 10,000 kilometers with it. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my experience with this particular sporty hatchback, what has been the ups and the downs, and should you be buying one. I actually drive a lot of old cars, and anyone in Mumbai who's lending me their car, I actually call them to this very location where I always arrive in the i20 N-Line. And everyone is so inquisitive asking me, how is the car? Honestly, it's fantastic. The experience has been amazing. But where do I actually use the car? For starters, I rarely use it. My wife uses it more to go to the gym. And occasionally, I also hit the gym. In fact, the boot is always filled with gym shoes and boxing gloves, yoga mat. Do you know I do all of this? Well, honestly, even I didn't know that. But once in a month I hit the gym because a lot of pressure from my wife saying, you've taken that membership, at least make use of it or transfer it to me. So I thought, chalo, main use kar leta hu. Anyways, the boot is big enough, it's practical, but at times, and a rare time had happened wherein during COVID, we had no place to go because we couldn't go home. So you're living off the car where the rear seat was filled with luggage and the boot was completely full as well. So the boot is good enough for local running, but if you want to go out of town, obviously a hatchback doesn't suffice. But somehow we managed because the rear seat is actually having good amount of space. And this is actually the very first time I'm sitting in the rear seat of this particular car because I'm usually driving. There's good amount of space here. You get a center armrest, headroom is ample, under-thigh support could be better, but yes, it's a spacious car by hatchback standards. Driving on congested Mumbai roads where everyone seems to be in super hurry, there's a chance of a ding or dang, and unfortunately that's exactly what has happened here. Naren was stationary at a signal and someone in a pickup truck was in urgency, just scraped it and went away. And this is the result. It pains me every time I see it, but that's life. Which brings me to 5 things I really don't like about the Hyundai i20 N-Line. This blue shade is definitely racy, but it's not very easy to maintain. These tires are nice and wide, but they don't really offer you the best grip when you drive very aggressively. These dual exhausts sound really very nice when you start the car and rev it. However, they only sound nice when you're around here because once inside, the insulation is actually quite good. The exhaust is not loud enough. You can't really hear much. And once you get in the higher end of the rev range, you just hear the 3-cylinder thrum. It doesn't sound as sporty as it should for an N-Line model. The regular i20 and the N-Line model make the exact same power and torque output. Come on Hyundai, you could have given us more power, and it seems like nobody's cleaned this engine like ever. Performance is good, but come on, a little bit more power wouldn't hurt anybody. The i20 N-Line comes with the option of an IMT, or used to come with an option of an IMT because that has been dropped as not many people opted for it. This dual clutch automatic transmission is fantastic, but nothing beats a stick shift. Unfortunately, it does not come with a traditional manual gearbox, which would have made the driving experience so much better. Fortunately, there's a lot to like. Here are 5 things which I really love about the i20 N-Line. I love the brakes on this car. It gets rear discs and braking performance is very sure-footed. Strong stopping power we have here. The handling is just amazing. It's got 30% stiffer dampers for better body control. In fact, body roll is very well contained and the steering wheel has been tightened. It has no vagueness anymore and is really very fun to drive. And the thing which I like the most about the Hyundai i20 N-Line happens to be the sportier enhancements that Hyundai has done to this car, both inside as well as out, because it does look quite premium, yet Hyundai is not charging you a bomb for it. In fact, you can push this car aggressively around the corners. It tracks really very well and it's very much fun. Only thing is that it needs a tire change for sure, because when you're cornering aggressively like this, the tires just don't offer you the level of grip that you're expecting. Because for rupees 57,000 additional, the N-Line offers you a lot more bang for the buck when compared to the regular non-N-Line version of the i20 in similar trim, both of which are very well equipped. In fact, this is the best equipped hatchback in the market right now with plenty of features. I love the infotainment system. It is very slick, easy to operate, and I love the driver rear view monitor as well, which Hyundai seems to be removing from its newer cars. Isn't it a small capacity engine with a big turbocharger? Doesn't it have turbo lag? Yes, there is turbo lag, and this DCT gearbox would just not let you launch, making getaways really very slow. That's the problem. That initial punch is not there here at all. A manual here would make a world of a difference. But you know what, I can't call this the silence before the storm, because the mid-range is decent, but it doesn't give you the kick in the pants feeling which diesel cars give you. Hey, what about the DCT issues and the fuel pump issues? Have you not faced them? Nope, I haven't faced these issues. I think these issues are specific to certain batches of the cars. Did you just say 30% stiffer dampers? But doesn't that affect the ride quality? Of course it does. The ride is stiff, and over bad roads, like you can see, you can feel the stiffness. You crash through a lot. So yeah, there the car almost moves all over the place. You can't get the best of both worlds. You can't get a compliant ride along with excellent handling, unless and until you are Ford or Fiat, of course. But unfortunately, both these brands have left India now. Oh my god, the most important thing you did not even answer. Kitna deti hai bhai? Ye to bata. When you drive with a heavy foot like this, the fuel efficiency is around 6 to 6.5 kilometers per liter. Yeah, it has quite a drinking habit. But when you decide to drive it sedately like this, cruising along in a higher gear, the fuel efficiency could be around 12 kilometers per liter. So in the real world, expect an average of around 10 to 12 kilometers per liter, which is decent. The problem with turbocharged engines is that they really reward you with a lot of performance when you rev them hard, because the turbo makes sure that a lot more fuel is pumped in along with air to have better combustion, but that also results in a lot more fuel being consumed. Like I said it before, nothing in life is free, and with turbocharged engines, it gets even more amplified. Now, I was hard onto the throttle, so there were some wheel spins here and there. What about the Polo? Don't you miss it anymore? Well, I thought I would miss the Polo, but I don't, because the i20 N-Line actually offers you the best of both worlds. Good performance, great handling, and is quite practical also, because it has the sporty appeal, yet it has got plenty of features as well, and there's good amount of space at the rear, something which the Polo obviously lacks. So yes, you get the best of both worlds here. But hey, isn't the i20 priced at a premium? Of course it is, but almost every car has got really very expensive in the past 2 years. Do you know the price difference between the base variant of the i20 and the top of the line model, which we have here, which is priced at rupees 14.57 lakhs, is actually rupees 6 lakhs. Yes, rupees 6 lakhs is the price difference between the base and the top end variant. You want to save some money? Pay 1.09 lakhs less to get the IMT model. Using that mathematics, if Hyundai actually offered us a manual transmission, the price difference would be 1.5 lakhs less. Yes, 13 lakhs on road for this particular car with a manual transmission. You actually pay less and have more fun. Isn't that clear mathematics? In fact, if I had to buy an i20 right now, it probably wouldn't be this, because there's no manual transmission option. I would save 1 lakh rupees and opt for the diesel i20, which comes in manual transmission, which is more frugal, more fun because of the torque rush, and then Hyundai is already discontinued the diesel, which is really very sad, because the same engine, the same diesel engine is used in other Hyundai cars. So they didn't have to actually discontinue the diesel on the i20. So I'm kind of disappointed with that. Oh my god, it feels so amazing to drive around the corners. Really love it. To sum it up, the i20 N-Line is a hatchback which is both sporty and practical. And isn't that a combination which is very hard to beat? Arey bhai, the i20 N-Line and all is very cool yaar, but what about the i20N? When are we getting that car here? The i20N is too hardcore for our roads. It's too stiff, too fast, and too expensive as well. But the i20 N-Line has finally met its match in the form of the Fronx Turbo. सच सच बोल, Hyundai ने कितने पैसे दिए तुझे?